Let's talk about house prices and buyers thinking I shouldn't buy a house right now because prices went up.
Right.
So, Tego,
When's the best time to buy, Tracy?
well, obviously the best time is when you need a house,
Right.
right? However, what we know from all the economists is that the house prices are suggested to continue to rise, and even the worst case is that they're still going to be going up, house prices, right?
So I don't know if
I bet you have a chart
purposely
for that. I didn't know.
segued right into this, but so there's a group called PulseNomics, and they survey about 100 of the economists across the country, mostly the ones that specialize in housing and real estate. But there are other specialists too. I mean, a lot of the economists look at all kinds of stuff, including housing. And these are, the experts, right? And what they do is they look at this year, next year. I think they go out till I think they go to 2025. And what you're going to find is that really well, if you look at the most negative, here it is. I've got it
So
in
it's
front
interesting.
of me.
These panelists
Yeah.
are divided by optimists, pessimists, and kind of middle of the road.
Right. So if you take just like the middle of the road for 2022, they're saying 6% price appreciation. This is nationwide. The most pessimistic, if you just kind of lumped all the pessimists together, it's 3.5% price appreciation, and the most optimistic are 8.5%.
Right, and in some markets we know will be low. Some markets will be higher.
Right.
We feel like New Mexico is poised to be on the positive side of price growth for homes, which if interest rates continue to go up this year and prices continue to go up, still a great time to be a home buyer, to lock in your home price earlier this year than later this year, when home prices are expected to be higher and interest rates are expected to be even higher.
Well, and I heard somebody say this talking about housing, and they said, buying a good home in a good area, good location, the whole location thing, right? In the long run, you're always going to do well. Even people that bought in 2005, right, at the very peak of the bubble, and that was a real bubble. That was a credit bubble. That was an issue with bad lending standards, which we just haven't had in the last 10 years.
So we were at a in-person event yesterday sponsored by Fidelity Title. Thank you for that. It was awesome. Pretty much a whole day, and it was a snow day, and it was a great day to be indoors. But they had a Wells Fargo economist that they had flown in for the event. Mark, I can't think of his last name, but nobody here.
Ventnor.
Yeah. So he was a wealth of knowledge, very interesting, right up Tego's alley,
Yeah.
stats. And
he got pretty wonky. It was good stuff. He talked a lot about inflation. He's very concerned about inflation, which I know a lot of people are. And it's interesting. And he said the same thing that, I hear all the time, which is real estate is one of the best hedges there is against inflation, because it's a real asset that generally goes up at least as fast as inflation, but usually more than inflation from an appreciation standpoint.